Good evening, my mathematical minions.
Squirrel.
We're going to real quickly review simplifying radicals from last year. I know this is an algebra skill and something you did quite a bit last year, but we're having to use this and it's coming in with the distance formula, some of the other things. So a quick review on simplifying radicals. So let's go ahead and let's jump in. First of all, what are we talking about? Well, if we have something like the square root of 25, you've got to ask yourself, okay, what does that mean? And by the way, this symbol that you're seeing, the square root symbol, it's called a radical sign. It could be a cube root, it could be a quartic root, it could be a quintic root, something else, but in the case of us, we're looking at square roots. So the square root, it means what number times itself equals this number here that we call the radicand, okay? So we look at this one, we're looking for what number times itself equals 25. Well, obvious answer, 5 times 5 equals 25, okay? So the square root of 25 is the square root of 5 times 5. That's why the answer is 5. So if you were looking at the square root of 49, the obvious thing is, well, 49, well, that's 7 times 7. Therefore, the square root of 49 is 7.
Squirrel.
Okay, so as we're doing this, let's jump into some that are a little more, not as easy, okay? So obviously the square root of 12. When you look at the square root of 12, you go, hey, square root of 12, sure. 9, square root of 9 is 3. 16, that's 4. Oh, 12, that's in between 3 and 4. So it's going to be some freaky decimal. Time to lose your mind and run around the room and
Squirrel.
whatever. No, but let's go ahead and let's simplify it. Let's use the same process we did before and let's break down 12. So 12 simplified is 3 times 4. Well, 3, there's nothing we can do. It's prime number on your list of prime numbers that you've got in your notebook. 4 is 2 times 2. So if we break down 12, 12 is 2 times 2 times 3. Well, remember, square roots, we're looking for number times itself. Do we have that? The answer is yes, right here. We've got a 2 times itself. So that means then that we can pull this 2 to the outside. 3, there's not 2 of them. There's not a 3 times itself, so it has to be left alone. That's why the square root of 12 is equivalent to, simplified, it's 2 root 3. So there it is, a simplified version of that. So let's jump in here and let's take one a little bit larger. Let's try the square root of 112. Okay, so numbers a little bit larger. The key to being able to do this is really knowing your multiplication facts tables. If you know those, this becomes really easy. That's why I gave you that cheat sheet there in your notebook to try to help you out. If you don't, go with the simple numbers. Obviously, this is an even number, so you know you can turn around and always divide even numbers by 2. So if we do, 2 is prime, we take this and go, hey, what's that? And the answer to you is 56. Okay, well, hopefully that gets you a little bit better. And you go, 56? Oh, I know what that is. But guess what? If not, it's even. I do know that 56 is 7 times 8, so I'm going to pick the bigger numbers and go faster. 7's prime. 8, 4 times 2, 4, 2 times 2. Okay, so that means that the square root of 112 is equivalent, is the same thing as the square root of, look at what we've got, 1, 2, 3, 4 2's, 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 7. Now, if it's me, I'm not writing this every time. I'm probably going to look down here and look at these, and I'm going to use this to find this. But, okay, so look, we're looking for pairs. Remember, number times itself, square root, number times itself. Well, there's a 2 times itself. Here's another 2 times itself. So that means we're pulling out a 2 times a 2 outside. 2 times 2 is 4. What stays inside the radical? 7. So the square root of 112 is equivalent to, its simplified version is 4 root 7. So there we go, simplifying radicals. Now, let me just show you one more. So what if we get to square root of 26? Let me take this one. Okay, that's pretty easy. 2 times 13. 2, that's prime. 13, that's prime. So the square root of 26, that means it's the square root of 2 times 13. We don't have anything times itself. So what's the answer? The answer is, it's still the square root of 26. You just can't simplify. Some numbers can't be simplified. Okay, kind of like prime numbers can't be simplified. That's what happens here when we're dealing with them. So Hopefully this helps review from last year, make it a little bit easier. You still have to be able to, you can type this number in the calculator and get a decimal version, but decimals aren't always better, especially when they don't terminate and they go on forever. So you've got to be able to simplify both ways. Hopefully this helps, and I will see you back in class tomorrow with any questions you might possibly have. Enjoy.